Like and subscribe on the way in the door. My people, I hope you all are having a truly fantastic day today. Fanboys, this is not your day. Welcome back to Fanboy Fridays. Let's check out this clip.
I was asked this question a couple days ago. Will you kind of take the farewell tour, or will you kind of just Tim Duncan it? I'm 50-50.
What do you think, Rob?
Well, first of all, it wouldn't be a farewell tour. It would be a good riddance tour, I think.
Oh, man.
And I'm going to say this,
Are
Chris.
you serious?
I'm dead serious from this standpoint.
Wow.
Hear me out. It's not that he ain't a great player and all that. I said
But he's been a great ambassador for the game, too.
But he's also a very polarizing guy. And I think if he had one of those tours, there's a chance there'll be places where people aren't that fond of LeBron and booze and he's been around a long time, so you wear on people, Chris. 20 years, it might be 24 by the time he bows out.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Like when somebody leaves prematurely or 13 years, 14 years, like, man, he's gone. You know what I mean?
But Kareem played 20 years.
Yeah, but he wasn't,
not more.
He wasn't.
Had a farewell tour.
He wasn't polarizing as like LeBron is.
Kareem was like Kareem. A lot of people didn't like Kareem. Magic made him more likable. Kareem didn't talk a lot. You remember that?
Not like
he
LeBron.
was viewed as militant.
I think LeBron.
Well, nobody's been like LeBron.
I think LeBron is just. I think he's. There are people, Chris, who, even if they admire his talent or whatever, they think he's so calculating. Everything is this and that. And I remember when I was the GOAT, and there's a lot of stuff about him that people don't like. And it doesn't mean that he can't play or he's not great. I do think that there are people right now who can't wait for him to be done, so we don't have to hear about LeBron anymore. My God, we've been talking about LeBron for over 20 years.
All right, so you heard the clip. Rob Parker says that LeBron James' farewell tour would actually be a good riddance tour. And I'm pretty sure I said this on a video earlier this week when LeBron James is saying, I don't know if I want to take the farewell tour. If I want to Tim Duncan it. I kind of feel like maybe I owe it to my fans. Yes, LeBron James, you owe it to your fans. That is a fact. For especially, I'd say you especially owe it to the fanboys, because these guys are out here defending you like their life depended on it. Fanboys, I'm going to bat for you for your king. Your king owes you a farewell tour so you guys can get out there and bow down and do whatever you want to do for your so-called king. But anyway, yeah, like I said on the video earlier this week, that I really believe the reason he doesn't know if he wants to go is because he's not really sure how he would be received from city to city. Again, the man's been booed twice. And, I'll say this. If you Google most hated athletes of all time, the top 3 search results, LeBron is top 5 in 2 of them. Again, there you go, fanboys. He's top 5 in something. It's not in my top 5, but he's top 5 in something. And he is actually the GOAT on one of the reports. One of the reports has him as the most hated player of all time. So he is the GOAT of being hated. Yeah, so, just kind of thinking about LeBron James. And again, I've said this many times on this channel that every few months I try to reevaluate my stance on LeBron James and say, hey, am I being too hard on the guy? Am I being fair in my critiques about the guy? And every time, it never fails, he does something immediately to remind me, no, how I feel about LeBron James is based on how he acts. I'm not being unfair. I'm not judging him unfairly. Like, he constantly does things to call to question not only his so-called skills as a basketball player, but just his character in general, which those two things are related. I believe your character a lot of times reflects how well you will do. And again, for you fanboys who want to say, oh, he's exceeded every expectation, for some people. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's not about him exceeding you all's expectation. It's about whether he exceeded his own expectation. And LeBron James wants to be the GOAT. He wants to be viewed as the GOAT. He said it numerous times. He hints at it. He likes to do that ridiculous putting the king hat on thing, which is just, my goodness. I mean, if you want to be disliked, that is one way to get it done. I mean, can you imagine being in a crowd of people and this guy walks in pretending to put a crown on his head? Like, I don't care how much money you got. It's like, that is ridiculous. So yeah, LeBron James has completely bought this up on himself. Yeah, so like I said, I believe that LeBron James' uncertainty of whether he wants to take the farewell tour is really based on him not knowing how he's going to be received, and it appears that Rob Parker completely agrees that it will be a good riddance tour. As a matter of fact, so as I was getting this video together, I actually played it in slow motion to put together the opening screen that you saw. And I think it's absolutely hilarious hearing Rob Parker say this part in slow motion. I'm gonna play this part back one more time.
I do think that there are people right now who can't wait for him to be done. So we don't have to hear about LeBron anymore. My God, we've been talking about LeBron for over 20 years.
So yeah. LeBron James has completely worn out his welcome. And I don't think there's been another basketball player who has done that. As much as people may not like Isaiah Thomas, you know, I saw Kobe Bryant on that list. He wasn't as high as LeBron James on the list, but Kobe Bryant was on that list. But no other basketball player has been so high on the list. Like I said, he's top 5 on 2 of the lists. He's number 1. Fanboys, your king again. He's number 1 most hated athlete of all time. And like I said, these are the top 3 things that come up when you search most hated players on Google. So a lot of people, again, say that LeBron James, like this is a calculated thing by LeBron James, that he just wants to be talked about, and he doesn't care whether it's good or bad. And I agree with that to some degree. I do believe that LeBron James absolutely has to be talked about, but I don't really think that he doesn't care if it's good or bad, because if he didn't care, he wouldn't, be talking about he's the GOAT and trying to put that narrative out there as much as he can. Here's the thing. When you have gotten, if you look at the comparison between Michael Jordan and LeBron James, and I'm talking about their careers even before the NBA, starting in high school. If you look at a side-by-side comparison, and again, I'm always a person, I'm telling you to look at a person's actions and listen to how they talk, because you can tell a lot by how people talk. Michael Jordan's journey has always been about overcoming. It has always been about overcoming, even in high school. Him getting cut from the team, when he was a junior or a sophomore? I think he was a sophomore. And for the longest time, I feel like a lot of people thought that he actually didn't make the team at all, but I think he didn't make varsity. So he actually was on the team, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody let me know in the comments. But so he was upset that he didn't make varsity, and he had to overcome that challenge. He gets to college with Dean Smith, and Dean Smith gave him challenges to overcome. And then, like I said, when you see a rookie Michael Jordan in the NBA, and everybody knows that interview where he says, hey, I'm starting from the bottom and I have to work my way up. Now, this is despite the fact that many people were saying that he was the greatest player that they've ever seen before he had played one game in the NBA. You know, a lot of this was stemming from the Olympics. Before he had played one game, a lot of people were saying that this guy's the greatest basketball player we've ever seen. So it's not like he didn't have any hype coming with him into the league, but his attitude was, I got to start from the bottom and work my way up. In other words, fanboys. Michael Jordan was saying, no matter what people are saying about me, I have to earn my place with my actions. Now, compare this to LeBron James, and what you have is LeBron James was getting praised all during high school. He was getting praised all during high school. They gave this stupid thing, the chosen one, to him. But again, LeBron James embraced that. He decided to get chosen one tatted on him. He wasn't on the same wavelength as Michael Jordan to say, hey, they're calling me the chosen one, but you know, I'm at the bottom and I gotta earn that title. I have to earn that. I'm nobody. He didn't come in. He came into the league thinking he was the chosen one, and I guess from a NBA needing a face of the NBA, I guess he was chosen in that aspect because they've helped LeBron James every step of his career. And again, fanboys, when you are trying to defend your king, again, I said this a week or two ago when I did a video saying, here's why none of you fanboys will ever be able to defend LeBron James against me, because no matter what you tell me about his numbers, when I ask the question, how did he get them? You're not going to be able to defend that. You are not going to be able to defend that. You're not going to be able to, with confidence, say that LeBron James earned every last one of those championships. Because then we have to start going down the rabbit hole. We have to start talking about the super teams. We have to start talking about the fact that he controlled where he went. So I don't want to hear about what teammates he did or didn't have. Because then I'm going to start asking you, what role player has LeBron James turned into a Hall of Famer like Michael Jordan did Scottie Pippen? Then I'm going to start asking you, what coach has LeBron James turned into a Hall of Famer like Michael Jordan did for Phil Jackson? Then I'm going to start asking you, well, if LeBron James makes his teammates so much better, how does he always need help? Explain it to me. This is what's always going to get you fanboys in trouble, is the how. And this is why LeBron James will never stack up. And again, this is why LeBron James has worn out his welcome. It's because his journey through the NBA has not been of hard work. And not only has it not been of hard work, but he set a precedence for entitlement. For all these players coming after him. For your Zion Williamsons and Ben Simmons. They are just an exaggerated version of different attributes of LeBron James. That's right. I just said that. Ben Simmons and Zion Williamson and players like that who just cannot seem to get it together, even though they have all the talent in the world, are just exaggerated versions of different attributes of LeBron James. So yeah, I agree 100% with Rob Parker that if LeBron James decides to give you fanboys what I'm sure you all want so that you can have a moment to bow down to your king and do whatever other things you want to do with your king, I'm sure LeBron James is not confident that he will be well received by everyone. As a matter of fact, I'm sure he is confident that he absolutely won't be well received by a lot of people. Again, the man has been booed twice, so he knows once you've been booed once, once it happens one time, then you already know what's possible. Once it happens to you one time, I mean, fanboys, let's talk for a minute. Sit down for just a second and hear me out. Listen to me good now. Now, LeBron James has been the face of the league for the last 20 years. Now, regardless of what I think of him, he has been at the top of basketball, not because he deserves it, but because they put him there. He's been there for the last 20 years. The most popular basketball player, maybe, Steph Curry probably has a claim to that as well during this era. But and a man of that, who's that well known, was booed. And then the last thing I'm gonna leave you with is this, is the top 75 ceremony. The applause that Michael Jordan got in comparison to LeBron James, considering that ceremony was in Cleveland, should make all of you fanboys shut up. Like you like really, anytime that you're in a content creator's comments and you're getting ready to type some of that crap that you type about your king, again, that you can't defend, because once we start saying, okay, well, how did he do it? You're going to be stuck, and then that's when you're going to start saying haters and stuff. But once you get ready to start typing that, you need to think back to that top 75 ceremony. Think back to the applause that a man who hasn't played basketball in 20 years got. Think back to the applause that a man who hasn't played basketball in 20 years got over your king who's been playing for the last 20 years, and that should make you shut up. Like you should just like save yourself the embarrassment, because this is what we're trying to do. Again, we're trying to bring you back to reality. But anyway, we gonna hold up here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree with me? Do you agree with Rob Parker that LeBron James quote unquote farewell tour would actually be a good riddance tour? That most people are like, finally this guy gave a lot of people what they want, and he stopped overstaying his welcome. I mean, it's too late. You already overstayed your welcome, but every year is just dragging it out further, and he's declining in a way that, again, he can't hide it now. I said this earlier this season. Matter of fact, it was shortly after the in-season tournament, I believe. But I was like, this season, LeBron is looking like he can no longer hide Father Time. Like, I feel like the last few seasons, he's been able to do a relatively good job, not playing defense and not getting back up the court and those things. But this season, even with not playing defense, he's still looking old out there. So I think, Father Time has finally caught up with LeBron James. Father Time caught up with LeBron James, a.k.a. the juice, is no longer effective, or he's had to not do it anymore because so many people in the circle have been caught with it. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. You all have a truly fantastic day, and I'll see you next time. All right.